Welcome to our series B2B Bites, where we learn more about the exciting world of B2B commerce. I'm your host, Lance Owide, General Manager of B2B at BigCommerce, and our guest today is Curt Anderson. He runs two B2B consulting agencies and is a lecturer and presenter at the Manufacturing Extension Partnerships here in the US, and he's just an all-round B2B evangelist. Thank you so much for joining me, Curt.
Lance, thank you, my friend. What an honor and privilege, and I'm just thrilled to have this conversation with you.
Thank you. If you wouldn't mind, just briefly introduce yourself to our audience today.
Sure, absolutely. I brand myself as the e-commerce evangelist for manufacturers, the most important job on the planet. I'm a proud girl dad, and I wrote my mom's favorite book, Lance. It's called Stop Being the Best Kept Secret. And that book is for manufacturers, kind of an e-commerce resource guide for folks out there that are a little overwhelmed or find this whole e-commerce thing daunting, challenging. And so that's why I'm just so excited to partner and work with BigCommerce to really help manufacturers kickstart their e-commerce journey.
Awesome. Well, today we have a particularly interesting topic to discuss. We're going to spend the next 10 minutes or so talking about SEO and how manufacturers can take advantage of SEO strategies. But Curt, I'd love to start with you just giving us a brief introduction for those who aren't familiar to what SEO actually is.
Great question. And I know for folks in marketing, they're like, hey, wait a minute, SEO, aren't we past that? But boy, for manufacturers out there, they are widget experts. God bless them. They are the backbone of the American economy. And, they're busy running their businesses, and this whole marketing, this digital world is a little foreign to them. So SEO might be a new term to them. And SEO is search engine optimization, AKA let's get found online, right? When somebody does a Google search, wouldn't it be great, for your, primary solution, the products that you produce, whatever your services are, it'd be great that you're coming up front and center, front of mind for that ideal buyer, whether it's an engineer or somebody, a purchaser. That's what SEO is, and we'll dig a little deeper into that.
Yeah, I'm a manufacturer. I've got my products on a website. I need to make sure that they can be found, right? So what are some of the kind of core strategies that businesses should be thinking about when they're implementing SEO?
And I'm going to take a step back on marketing 101 here. So I know for SEO, we're trying to dig into hey, how do you get found on search? And we do tons of webinars, trainings, workshops. We call them jam sessions. And we work, as you mentioned, the manufacturing extension partnerships. We work with different universities, and we take folks through this three-pronged approach for SEO. First and foremost, boy, you need to know who your customer is. So many manufacturers, unfortunately, they're trying to be everything to everybody. And when we try to be everything to everybody, we're a little bit of nothing to no one. And so what I really encourage folks to do when they kickstart their SEO strategy, find a particular buyer, find a niche market that you're going after, and really understand who your core customer is, number one. Number two, you've got to make a great first web impression, is a term that we love to use in our training. How do you make that great first web impression? Is, your website is up to date, it looks current, it looks somewhat modern. You don't have to spend a fortune on it, but boy, if your relative or a kid in college or your nephew put it out in 2005, it's probably time to freshen it up. And then what we love to say is now it's time to get that party started. And now you want to dominate search. You want to go after those search engines. And what we love to talk about is niche down till it hurts. Go after those core keywords. So many manufacturers might be we manufacture circuit boards or CNC, or, we bend metal, we cut steel, and it's a very broad term. What we really invite our manufacturers is you've got to niche down. We've got to get ourselves in the mind of the buyer of what they're searching for. So that's kind of the first pronged approach that we take, Lance.
Yeah, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Make sure that your website is up to date and fresh, and that you are focused in on what those buyers are searching for. And so that means you've got to have, I guess, optimized and accurate maybe product descriptions on your site. How do you make sure that you can be found with those, specific words and phrases that your buyers are looking for?
Perfect, man. Great question. Let's go here. Lance, are you a coffee drinker by any chance? Do you drink coffee?
I am a coffee drinker. I'm British. I drink tea also, though, of course.
Well, if for all of our coffee drinkers out there, that little piece of cardboard that goes around a coffee cup? Have you ever touched that little piece of cardboard that goes over that coffee cup?
Stops you from burning your hand. Yeah.
protects you from burning your hand. Do you know the name of that little product? Do you know the name?
No idea.
It's called a Zarf, Z-A-R-F, Zarf. The guy that founded it, 1991, name was Jay Sorensen. I wish to goodness gracious I was Jay Sorensen. The guy made $1 gazillion on a little piece of cardboard. And the reason I'm going there, what he called it was the Java jacket. Now, Lance, if you and I were manufacturers of this little cardboard thingy that goes around a coffee cup, and I'm like, Lance, our keyword is Zarf or Java jacket, you'd be like, Curt, you dummy, there's nobody on the planet that is typing they're typing cardboard thingy, or they're absolutely not typing Java jacket, and they're not typing Zarf. They're typing what they're thinking. I don't want to burn my fingers on a cup of coffee. So what I really invite our manufacturers out there, think about the engineer or the buyer, how they think. What's the problem that they have? What's the solution that they're looking for? Let's not be so married to what we're delivering. Okay. So to answer your question with those products, those services, whether you're a custom manufacturer or you're an OEM selling proprietary products, really think about those keywords. Ask your customers, what would you type when you need our product and when you need our services, when you need our solutions? Are you thinking, I don't want to burn my fingers, or do you actually know Java jacket? So first and foremost, niche down and just get a clear, concise understanding of your core keywords, and then just blast all that information on those web pages. That is just mission critical.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Put yourself in the shoes of your buyer, understand how they start their journey on a search engine, and target exactly that, maybe with very, very specific terminology like a Java jacket, which I didn't know existed before now. And so for manufacturers, distributors out there who are thinking about this, what kind of tools and technologies should they think about leveraging for SEO?
Great question. So when you come to our webinars, workshops, and trainings and jam sessions, Lance, we have a particular favorite word. Anybody that goes through our training sessions knows what our favorite word is. The favorite word is free. We love to provide our manufacturers with free tools and resources. And boy, Google is your absolute best friend. So first and foremost, when you're doing that keyword discovery, like we were just saying, like niching down those keywords, use Google Keyword Planner. Google Keyword Planner, it is absolutely free. It is a great, powerful tool. And so again, like if I'm like, hey, Lance, it's Java jacket, dude, I'm telling you it's Java jacket. And we go to Google Keyword Planner and there's like one person on the planet every month looking for Java jacket. Maybe that's not the best keyword for us. Now, here's a great example. I was online with a manufacturer on Monday, and they said, hey, we're looking at this core keyword. It's our core strength. It's a niche keyword, but there's only 20 searches a month. And I was like, okay, 20 searches a month. What is the lifetime value, or maybe like an annualized value of that customer? They're like, oh, well, that could be a $250,000 customer. I'm like, I'm no math major. I'm not a genius, but 20 searches per month times 12 is 240. If you landed one customer out of that 240 and that turned into a $250,000 account, I would be all over that core niche keyword, especially for our manufacturers, man. When you're in a niche market, I call it the Wild West. It's like, as a matter of fact, Lance, what I call it, it's like Google 2005. Google 2005, if we were in 2005 doing a Google search, man, it was like pristine. It was a white page. There were no pictures, no images, no videos, nothing. When our manufacturers do their niche keywords, like we have a manufacturer that does upset foraging. Okay. I didn't know what upset foraging was until I met this client. So their core keyword was made in USA, upset foraging. We put up a little video and like, we're coming up number one for that term because it's 2005. Nobody's really going after that market, but boy, their engineers and their buyers are absolutely going after that core keyword. So niche down your market, use Google Keyword Planner, Google Analytics, and Google Search Console. Those are all free tools at your disposal to help your SEO journey.
I love that. That's such a great point. Niche down, find those words that your buyers are searching for, and then use the tools out there that are already available to plan out how you're going to optimize for your lifetime value of that customer. That's a great point. And I think as we're coming to the kind of end of this session about SEO, what are the kind of 2-3 things that a business that's watching this video that you would want them walking away with? What is the advice that you would give them?
Okay, great question, Lance. And here it is right here. How can you help that ideal buyer okay, that engineer at Boeing, or just that dream customer, or maybe even it's another machine shop that could just really desperately use your services, okay? How can you help that ideal buyer make a buying decision on a Friday night at midnight without having to wait for you to open up your doors on a Monday morning? Just, be relentless with your information. One of our taglines, it's right on my LinkedIn profile. I'd love to connect with anybody on LinkedIn. It's, how do you out-teach the competition? So instead of like outspending, if this whole digital thing is like new to you and you're like, this marketer is telling me to spend money on Google ads or LinkedIn ads, or, I need to spend. Man, a lot of these tools and resources are free. It just takes time. It doesn't take money to like just dedicate yourself to having product information, educate your customer, out-teach the competition. So provide as much information about your product, the size, the description, the information, put out videos, just over the top information to help them on that journey.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Curt, for joining us today and diving deep on SEO.
You are. Hey, thank you, Lance. This was an honor and privilege. Appreciate it.
Thank you.